My name is Jeff Morgan. I'm from Dallas, Texas. To proceed with the findings of fact Judge Kim Crooks found regarding the SaveJames trial case. Number one, the court finds that the case was set for trial for October 15th, 16th, 17th, 2019. The court allowed 2 additional days on October the 18th and October the 21st due to the complexity of the case. So this was originally going to be a 3-day trial. It turned into a 5-day trial. To me, I felt this was the most important case in the state of Texas, that the state of Texas would be looking at this year, possibly in the nation. That's how I looked at this case. So I was able to take every day off of work that I needed to in order to be down there to observe this firsthand, so that I would not have to rely on somebody else's report. I actually got to observe the entire thing. Every minute in the courtroom, I was there. Except for when I was barred from the court for the final rendering of this order by Judge Kim Crooks. Number 2, the court finds that this case involves 2 twin boys whose date of birth is May 7th, 2019. And I believe that this is just a typo here. That should probably be 2012. The boys are 7 right now. And there's a few typos that I found in this as far as I can tell. Number 3, the court finds that the legal first names of the boys are James Damon Younger and Jude Daniel Younger. These are their legal names. They have no other names. There is not any fictional name. Well, there are fictional names, obviously, but the legal names of these children are James Damon Younger and Jude Daniel Younger. Number 4, the court finds the mother is a pediatrician, has a car, and owns her own home. Number 5, the court finds the father to be unemployed, he does not have a car, and he does not have a home of his own. Number 6, the court finds that the father has a SaveJames website where he has received donations between the amounts of $118,000 to $123,000 and $16,000 from a church donor. Mr. Younger was focused on protecting his children. And the reason the $16,000 donation was mentioned from a church donor is because this was one of the things that the attorneys for Dr. and Georgulus, the attorneys from Coons Fuller, who wanted to smear the father, tried to use against the father. You're raising this money and you're living off of it. It's fraudulent. You're using this money for your own purposes. After all, on your credit card, you have a Starbucks card here, and you have this. And tell me, how is this caring for your children? There was a church donor that gave a $16,000 donation for Mr. Younger to live off of personally, so that his own expenses would be taken care of, so that he would have the ability to do a few things such as that. In spite of the attack dogs from the Coons Fuller law firm that tried to slander and smear Mr. Younger, the reality was this money was used in accordance with the intent of the donors. So sorry there, Jessica Janasek and Laura Hayes from the Coons Fuller law firm. This was legitimate money. Those expenses that you tried to nitpick over, they were legitimately covered by a church friend who donated $16,000 for his living expenses. The court found that, by the way. In spite of your attempts to lie about it, the court found that. Number 7, the court finds that the mother referred throughout the trial as the boys being her child or children, or my child or children. And she used the pronouns she or her when referring to James. Once again, James is a biological boy, but the mother, who is a pediatrician, I don't know what she was thinking, because I would think that as a pediatrician, she has not seen any type of spontaneous sex changes take place in a person that biologically changes a person from a male to a female. That somehow this spontaneous sex change would change the XY chromosomes to XX chromosomes. I've never heard of this happening, and perhaps if Dr. Georgulus has seen this happen, she could make reference of this and have others look at this phenomenon. Because this did not happen with James, who is a legal boy, it seems a little bit, I don't know what's in her mind that she is calling James a girl and referring to him as her, or he as a she. The court found that Dr. and Georgulus did just this. The court finds that both parents love their children. Naturally, that would be expected. Parents love their children. It's the divorce attorneys that try to pit parent against parent to make money, to financially rape them and enrich their own pockets, that use these tactics that they do to try to somehow portray these people in a less than honorable way, to try to smear them. And I will say that even Jessica Janicek and Laura Hayes, as much as they tried to smear Mr. Younger, they at least did not say that he does not love his children. So that was one redeeming quality about those two attorneys. Number 9, the court finds that there is not a court order that changes the child's name from James to Luna. Okay, so James is still the child's legal name. And remember, one of the things the mother wanted to do was stop the father from calling James by his legal name. Number 10, the court finds that the mother changed James' name to Luna on her own volition. Wow, imagine that. I'm just going to start to call James Luna. And I'm going to make everybody else also call James Luna. I'm going to tell the school that James's real name is Luna. And the school district is going to say, oh, okay, we'll enroll James as Luna. Pinkerton Elementary School, I believe, is the one that did this. The administration went along with this hoax, went along with this deceit, went along with this mother's whatever you want to call it. And the administration and the teachers played along with this game. This is shameful. Number 11, the court finds that the mother asked the child if he still wanted to be called James. Number 12, the court finds that James did not initiate the conversation about having his name changed. Well, isn't this interesting? So not only did the mother change James's name on her own volition, James didn't even initiate the conversation about having his name changed. Number 13, the court finds that James' first choice of name when asked by the mother was Starfire, but the mother dissuaded James from this name. And the way the mother dissuaded James from this name was that the mother and I believe it was her 2 daughters got on the internet and found the name Luna and presented the name Luna to James and basically gave James the name Luna. Again, no legal documentation. This was implemented by the mother, initiated by the mother, forced upon James by the mother, and it was a hoax that was perpetrated by the school and by others surrounding the mother. And I will also say too that Julie Johnson, she is a representative from this area. She actually beat Matt Rinaldi in the last election. I was at a town hall forum with her, and even Julie Johnson referred to James as Luna to the approval of the constituents that were attending her town hall meeting. And by the way, I do have that on videotape. Number 14, the court finds that the father did not participate in the name change. Number 15, the court finds that James appears comfortable as a male, female, or gender nonspecific. Now, what the heck is gender nonspecific? I don't know, but the court found that James appears comfortable as gender nonspecific. Number 16, the court finds that both boys of tender years just want to live the life of a child. Isn't that what most children want? Just to live the life of a child, not to be the center of a mother's desire to change a boy into a girl, not to be, because of the mother's actions, to actually be noticed by the public, because this was being done illegally. It was being foisted upon the father, and may I add once again, the Texas Anti-Family Code enabled and facilitated her ability to do so. What I find interesting is that because of the egregiousness of this case, we had the governor speaking out on the issue. We have the Attorney General's office speaking out on the issue. Many people throughout the country were speaking out about what is going on that the state of Texas would allow this boy of 7 years old to be prepared, socially affirmed as a girl, to prepare him for chemical castration and possible surgical castration in the future. What is going on in the state of Texas? It was an egregious case. It shocked the nation. It shocked the conscience of many people. I talked with one transgender person who said, I have always been a woman from birth. This was her words. I've always been a woman from birth, but my God, do not do this to an 8-year-old child. That's what she said. Even the transgender community was shocked over this. The children just want to live life as children. These are some of the findings of the court. These are findings 1 through 16. In the next video, I will continue on with some of the other findings of the court. Those findings will center around Dr. Benjamin J. Albritton. Benjamin J. Albritton was the child evaluator who took over in this case. I would love to see Dr. Benjamin J. Albritton's report so that I would not be reporting inaccurately on him. But from what I've seen, I was shocked over some of the things that he said, especially given his background background is being a graduate from Dallas Theological Seminary and also from Biola University, both Christian institutions. How Dr. Benjamin J. Albritton could come to the conclusions that he did were beyond me. If he had any type of a biblical worldview whatsoever, these institutions perhaps should investigate him to find out what is going on with one of their graduates. But I will consider that in the upcoming video. Thank you.